Good morning. All right, guys, I had to get my volume turned up. I could barely hear that lady say it was being recorded. All right, good morning. Welcome to Wake Up and Win. It is Wednesday. And before we get our day started, I know a lot of the Wake Up and Wins, people like to drop gratitude and prayer requests, and I'm all open for that. But today I want to give you a little direction just in case. I would love to know why you're here. Why did you get on this Wake Up and Win today? Or why do you get on the Wake Up and Wins? Maybe you're on 5 days a week. What is it that you come for? What is it that you're hoping for? Are you wanting to learn something new today? Do you just need accountability? Tell me why you're here. Because it's awesome that you're here, but I would love to know what brought you here. I know for me, I'll just, while you guys are thinking and typing, or if you want to unmute and talk, there are many, many days where by 9 a.m. I've already done all the Wake Up and Win stuff that I would need to do. But I love to still get on the Wake Up and Win because I love having it in my ear. I love getting to hear different ideas from people, a reminder. And then on occasion, maybe there is something you ever have those days where you're like, oh, I've done it all. And then someone says, did you do this today? And you're like, I forgot. So to me, the Wake Up and Win is just a good time for reminders, for community. And I love to pick up tips. Oh, here they come. Okay, so first time here, Starla shared, and I did a working Zoom and love the structure. Good, welcome. Learn, and accountability and friendships, accountability and new ideas. I love to get my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 done first thing in the morning, and I love learning from other leaders. Same. I love learning something new every day. I love seeing what all the leaders have for ideas, and it's accountability for me. I'm a sponge absorbing and learning from the leaders. Yes, ideas, accountability, community, daily accountability, but also stay close to the fire. Yes, and let's be honest, the best tips are here. I agree. Staying on track and staying united with my tribe. Yes. Okay, these are all. Thank you all. These are great reasons to be here. And selfishly, that's going to help me help you today. So, okay, before we get diving in on our today, like what we're going to get done today, I know it's not officially a new month because that happened yesterday, but it's still a new month, let's be honest. So I want to do rate of run. I love to do rate of run. I do it every day personally, but I love to do it on all the power plans, especially early in the month like this. So if you've never done a rate of run with me, you're going to need to know your current QV. So you're going to need to have your second device. Actually, though, with it being the first of the month, I kind of do it backwards. Rate of run is basically just a way of saying, okay, here's what we as a team have done on a daily basis. So here's what we are projected in the month at. Well, it's only the second of the month. You've probably not done enough to make a projection at this point. So what I like to do at the beginning of the month is kind of reverse engineer it. And I say, here's where I want to end at the end of the month. So what do I do myself and my team need to do every day to get there? So what I want you to do, we have 31 days in August, okay? I want you on a sheet of paper or on your computer or whatever it is, what is your goal for volume this month? Is it 4K? Is it 12K? Is it 80K? Like, what are you shooting for? I want you to take that dollar amount and you're going to divide it by 31 because we're looking for a daily goal to hit, right? I don't know if some of you have ever looked at like 12K and thought, holy macaroni, that is a huge number. And it is. But when you divide it by 31 and it only goes down to $387 a day, that's way less overwhelming, especially because that $387 doesn't just come from you. It comes from you and your team, right? So when you make the goal a little more digestible, I think it's so much easier. So a tip I do, I put my monthly goal on my calendar, my printed calendar, and my handwritten calendar. I'm not a big fan of digital calendars for me personally, because see how this screen is black? Out of sight, out of mind. I have a big desktop calendar that I keep in front of me, and that is the one that I write my goal on. And then I take that daily dollar amount and I write that goal on there as well. So I know what my team needs to be doing on a daily basis. And then you can now use that number every single day. You can add it up and be like, okay, it's the 5th. I need to take this number times 5. That's where we should be. So on and so forth. So I love rate of run because I think it helps make the goal more digestible and more realistic. So again, you're going to take whatever volume goal it is that you were hoping for. You're going to divide it by 31. And now you know on a daily basis how fast you need to run on a daily basis. That's where the rate of run comes from. It's how fast we're going to run today. So, all right, guys. So again, with it being the beginning of the month in my mind, it's been the beginning of the month in my mind since like July 29th. I get so excited for a new month every time. I'll just show you, I work out of a binder. I know everyone has what works for them, but in my binder, I have all my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s. I have my daily tracker, but I also have, hang on, let me get to it. My binder probably needs cleaned out. It's getting a little bit big. And now I can't find it. Anyway, what I have in this binder that I'm trying to show you that apparently I have moved. Oh, because I have a seed catalog in the middle of my binder. That might be why I can't find what I'm looking for. Wow. All right. For real. Oh, here it is. Okay, my bad. Oh, I put it in the front because I need to poke holes in it. Anyway, it's your auto trip tracker. That's what auto ship tracker. That's what I'm trying to find. If you guys don't have this, you can get it in your cloud. Easy peasy, or guess what, you can use a sheet of paper. But we have 5 auto ships that happen for us every single month, and now is the time to make sure you know all 5 auto ships that are coming up with your customers. So let's do that together. You're going to get into your cloud. Can't believe I had a seed catalog in my binder. I mean, I'm not at all shocked by that, but you know. All right, so I'm getting logged in here. So we're going to go onto your like the menu there. You're going to click on the menu and you want to go to my team. You're going to go down to where it says my customers. Now at the top where it says customer number, customer name, email, scroll all the way to the right and you're going to see a column that says next auto ship. Actually click on that box that says now next auto ship, click it twice. It's going to populate for you that all of your customers and when their auto ships are coming. So now you should have a list in front of you of your auto ships and you know who is set for the 5th, who's set for the 10th, the 15th, the 20th, and the 25th. Write that down on your tracker and or a sheet of paper. And I update this list 2 or 3 times a month because the list is going to change. There could be someone who was getting it on the 5th every month for the last 6 months and they went on vacation and forgot to take some, so they're going to push it. So I just always like to update it so I know who's getting what. So let's get all this written down here together first. This is also a great time that you'll see some people have logged in and maybe taken off their auto ship. This is not the time to panic. It's just the time to be aware so that we can start our conversations with them. Okay, all right, you guys can keep working on that if you need to. If you have that many auto ships, good for you. I'm just jealous. My chart's already done. Okay, so in addition to having that information, the reason I think it's so important to keep that is obviously because we want to contact the people who are set for auto ship. I don't wait until the day before an auto ship. If you guys have ever worked with me before, you know I'm a big fan of 10 to 14 days prior to an auto ship of starting a conversation with somebody. Not only because I think it's the best way to do it so that you're not like popping in someone's message at 11:30 the night before an auto ship in a full-blown panic. Oh my gosh, if you wanted to change that flavor, we didn't do it kind of situation. But also because this ensures that I'm talking to my customers at least twice a month. If I'm talking to them 10 to 14 days before their auto ship and I'm talking to them right around after it ships to give them a tracking and all that jazz, then I'm staying on top and I'm staying in communication with them. Because you're going to have some customers who I have a gal who every month, a couple weeks before I get a little chit chat started with her. And then I always bring it into the, hey, your auto ship's coming up. And I always give her the tracking and everything. And she doesn't really respond to any of that. but I continue to do it, and I've done it for a really long time. And she actually mentioned not that long ago how she really appreciates it, even though to me, I was like, well, she doesn't ever respond to my stuff, so I don't even think she cares, but she does. That is you have to remember, a customer is looking at you as customer service. It's expected. When was the last time you ordered something online and you didn't get a tracking number for it? Weren't you like, oh my gosh, did they not get my order? Is it not coming? What happened? Was there a problem with my credit card? Right? Your customers feel the same way. If they know they have an auto ship coming, I think it's very important to share with them, it's coming. Here's your tracking number. Here's how you can find that if you want to keep tracking it, kind of a thing. Again, that's just customer service in my mind. But I know if I order something, I panic if I don't have a tracker. All right. So we've got our auto ship step for coming up. Do you guys also know there is a sample tracker form in the back of the cloud office as well? It's a great way to keep track of who you sent your sample to. Like, did you mail it out or did it mail out from the company? Have they received it? Have you followed up with them? I think that's another great thing, that I always reprint a new one at the beginning of the month. So that's something good to have on hand too. All right, so speaking of your auto ships, and let's talk about our reach outs. So to me, a reach out with an auto ship, that's a follow-up, you guys. So make sure you're realizing that that is a follow-up. I'm going to take a couple minutes here. The 3 that I have that are doing auto ships on the 5th, I am going to, here's what I do. I like to go into Messenger, and I like to see what we talked about last, or text message, whatever it is, wherever I'm communicating with them. And I will just fire back up that conversation somehow. I'm not going to say it's because their auto ship is coming or anything like that. Like, maybe the last time we talked, it was about a new flavor they tried, or maybe the last time we talked, it was about their daughter's birthday. Whatever it is, I'm going to fire up that conversation somehow. Hey, just checking in with you. How did that birthday party go? Or hey, what did you think of that new flavor? You know, whatever's going on. And it's hard to have like a script for that, because it's an individual conversation you're having with a human. But I'm going to fire that back up, because today is the 2nd and they have an auto ship coming on the 5th, right? So if I get it fired up today, I don't know what direction it will take. Will they respond to me right away? Will they respond to me tomorrow afternoon? I don't know, but I'm going to get it started, because before noon on the 4th, I'm going to make sure to remind them some way, some shape, somehow. Maybe in that case, I'm so glad you love that new flavor. That's a great reminder. Your auto ship is coming up this week. Do you want to go ahead and keep that then, or do you want to try something new? But again, I didn't start off the conversation with just, hey, you have an auto ship. Like, I'm not a computer, I'm a human, and I want to be human to them. But on the flip side of that, I do want to be their computer, because I do want to make sure they know it's coming, and they all that jazz. So I'm going to spend a couple minutes firing up 3 conversations. Hopefully you have some auto ships to fire up. I like to tackle those before I actually start doing my reach outs for the day, because this is something that I don't want to forget to do. And I also kind of, follow-ups are boring, I guess. So I like to do them first. So I'm out of order on the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but this is how I do it. So.
Tammi, forgive me for not knowing, is there another tracker outside of the Auto Bonus Elite tracker to track your auto ships?
Yeah, this one says personal auto ship tracker. It's the one that's in the back office.
Thank
cloud
you.
Office. Yeah. Yeah, so I just double checked. So it's in the cloud. It's under your training materials. So you'll go to resources, training materials. You'll scroll down, and it's actually a little bit under that Auto Elite tracker that you were saying, and it's just called Personal Auto Ship Tracker. And it's actually really quite pretty. It's got blue and purple on it, and I'm cheap and printing mine black and white. So, but again, it's nothing. It is fancy because it's got the dates and all that stuff. But a piece of paper would work great for anyone who doesn't have a printer or whatever that jazz could be. So just so you know. Okay, so if you still have more auto ships, you need to be firing up conversations. I understand. I'll just share with you really quickly. So one chat I fired back up, which is saying, hey girl, how was vacation? Because the last time we talked, she was anxious to get her order in time because she was going on vacation. Let me pull this text up. The other gal, she actually cleans for a living and was just having some, like she owns the business. And so she was having some just, fun owning a business. And so I just said, hey, hope things have calmed down for you. How are you feeling about, because she was taking on some new clients, how are you feeling about the new workload? And so anyway, so I fired up these conversations with my auto shippers, but I did not talk about Thrive. That's my point with you. It's very important to, in my opinion, to not talk about your Thrive. I use index cards. Yeah, that's a great way too to keep track of people. Jamie Lindbergh is like, she has this infamous index card system of how she keeps track of people. And I bought all the cards and I bought the box, the recipe box or whatever, and I tried it and it does not work for my brain. But I know people who it works so good for their brain. So I am a big fan of trying everything and then keeping what works. So if the index cards are working for you, roll with them, because I think it's a great system and I'm very jealous that I can't get my brain to work that way. Okay, so we're moving on. So you guys, we're going to do our reach outs, and I want to talk to you, I just want to give you my quick little snippet here about reach outs. If someone takes the time to comment on a post that you made or comment on a reel or give it a heart or give it a like or whatever, those are people you can reach out to and you can have a conversation with. You can make a conscious comment back to them on one of their posts. I'm a huge fan of the 3-2-1 that I learned from Lindsay Coggin years ago, where you like 3 pictures, comment on 2, and send a direct message in the form of, typically through like going onto their story and sending a message that way, like commenting on their story. But I see a lot and I hear a lot of people like, I don't know who to talk to, or I don't know what to say to someone or whatever. My take on social media is, if someone has taken the time to make a post about something or especially if they put it in their story, they want people to know, right? Like if I put a picture of my dog, I want you to tell me how cute he is. Like no lie, if I don't get anybody tell me my dog is cute, I'm going to be devastated after I take the time to take a picture of him, right? So same thing, if someone's throwing up, like, I'm just trying to think of like the things I saw. I know right now here in our little neighborhood, everyone is finding out who their teachers are, like for their kids. And so all the moms are like, my daughter has so-and-so, my daughter has so-and-so. I don't even have kids, and I don't have kids at all, more or less, in the school system, but I do know a lot of the teachers. And so I'm just chiming in like, oh my gosh, she's going to love her. She's great. She's all like, I'm literally just kind of inserting myself into the conversation on some things. And again, that is not weird, right? I didn't walk up to a lady that was looking at tomato sauce in the grocery store and put pickles in front of her face. Like, that is weird, right? That's weird. But if someone's on Facebook openly talking about, my kid has this teacher, they're opened for the conversation, right? Like that they want people to talk to them. So I don't get it when people say they don't know who to talk to or what to talk about. Like, this little black box is full of people right now talking about stuff. My preferred method of reaching out to people is to go into stories. I love to go into Facebook stories, and I love to go in Instagram stories and scroll past all the Thrivers, please. I know we love our Thrivers. I love all of you. And I know that we love each other and we're nosy and we want to know what's going on, but we are working. So scroll past all those Thrivers. But I do most of my work in Facebook. So I always start in my Facebook stories. Sure enough, this gal has got the kids out back to school shopping. This gal is getting her front porch ready for fall. Holy moly. No, ma'am. It is the 2nd of August. So anyway, I'm going to go through these. I'm going to comment on 10 people's stories. You do whatever you're comfortable with. If you want 5, go for 5, but I'm going to go shoot for 10. So we're going to spend a few minutes. And again, this is not rocket science. So the gal that's out school shopping, I'm not going to be like, oh, cute shoes. I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's time to do this already. I'm so out of the loop. What is the cool shoe this year? Right. I'm going to ask a question. The gal that's decorating her porch for fall, I have a million questions for her right now. So that won't even be hard for me. Here's a girl, she's on vacation in Alaska. Oh my gosh, tell me about it. Did you book this through a travel agent or did you guys figure this out on your own? I don't like, get curious about humans. I think too many times we get on Facebook or Instagram and we're like, okay, I'm going to find my next Thriver. Oh my gosh, I'm going to find my next Thriver. No, that's really not going to get you there. Go get curious about people. This girl, we may start a conversation about the hot new shoe, and she may talk about how she's got 3 kids. So the hot new shoe times 3. And she may at one point bring up like the fact that these kids are costing her a fortune or blah, yada, yada, yada. I don't know like where the conversation is going to go, but let's pretend she starts talking about money. Let's pretend she starts talking about that. Well, she is someone who I can then kind of star in my notes and be like, I'm going to start dripping to her things about the business, things about how, yeah, my gosh, I was so happy to get my paycheck this week because that extra income helped pay for, I don't know, for me, it would be groceries, whatever. But it's not a hard sell. It's not attacking someone. It's getting to know people and finding out what their problem is so that you can actually insert yourself to help them, not insert yourself to make money, right? But the great thing is we do make money when we help people around here. So, all right, anyway, I'm going to be quiet, hop into those stories and start responding to people with questions, please. If you run out of people on Facebook, you can go to Instagram or vice versa, but keep going until you get your number done. Okay, I'm gonna keep moving on, but you can keep do what you need to do. So my Facebook, Instagram was distracting me. All right, so we've done our reach outs now. We've done our auto ship follow-ups, and maybe some of you didn't have an auto ship for the 5th, so you haven't done any follow-ups yet. Now is the time to follow up with people. For me, a follow-up is anyone who I've already started a conversation with. Maybe you did a reach out a couple of days ago and they finally responded, or you've got that conversation going and maybe you need to fire that back up. Maybe a follow-up is going to be an existing customer who, when was the last time you reached out to an existing customer and just said, hey, have I ever told you about like that new collagen product that we have? That's not a weird conversation. If you have a customer who's a thriver and they thrive with you, and maybe they only use the 3 steps, that's not a weird conversation. You can just say, let me send you the link for it, and you can take a look at it and just leave it at that. Like, they're already a customer. It's your job to keep dripping them stuff. I find too often people don't want to send a message like that because they're like, well, the company sends so many things. Newsflash for all of us, okay? Probably 80 to 85% of the emails that corporate sends are not getting opened. A lot of your customers who love their Thrive have unsubscribed. Like, there are so many places that I love to shop and spend my money, but the second I get an email, I unsubscribe because my email gets weird. So don't rely on corporate to send these emails, and don't think that people are opening them, because they're not. But they might open a Facebook message from you, an Instagram message from you, a text message from you, right? So it's okay to take existing customers and reach out to them to offer them that customer service support of, hey, did you even know that we have a new flavor of shake? I can't remember if I told you or not, but we brought out a new flavor, chocolate covered strawberry. I feel so bad I didn't tell you about this. Do you know about that? Somebody may write back, be like, oh yeah, I saw that in the email a couple months ago. Great, awesome, good. You made a connection. But maybe they haven't, and maybe chocolate covered strawberry sounds decadent to them, right? So again, to me, follow-up goes anywhere from continuing a conversation with someone you've already had it going with, or just good customer service. Good customer service is a follow-up. I'm going to share with you guys a story here in a couple minutes, and there's a lot of customer service that goes along with it that makes it kind of funny. But anyway, so before I dive into my story of the day, I would love for you to take a sheet of paper or the notes section of your phone or whatever the heck it is that you've got in front of you. I would love for you to list out your 5 favorite hobbies. What are your 5 favorite? It doesn't even have to be a hobby. I shouldn't say that. What are your 5 favorite things? So for me, who had a seed catalog in their planner? Gardening is probably my number 1 hobby, my number 1 favorite thing. I love to travel. I adore my dogs. Right? Like, those are the kinds of things that I want you to start thinking about. What are 5 things that are just you, like, you just love it. Like, I love interior design. That's actually what I graduated from college for. So weird how life takes you in different directions. There are things about me that if you are truly my friend, if you truly know me, you know that's her jam. Like, what are the things? Here's another way to ask this that kind of helps. What are the things that people send you memes about? I can't tell you how many times during the day I get a gardening meme or a Doxy Mom specifically dog meme that people send me. People who know me really know that that's the kind of stuff I love. So I want you to write out 5. You guys have your 5? There's only like 5 faces to look at. So I'm going to guess that I don't know if people have their 5 or not. But I want you to think of those 5 things. We actually call those your 5s, right? Like, I'm sure if you've heard any trainings before, you probably heard people talk about your 5s. Maybe you are a wife, like maybe you're a what do they call that when you're married to a police officer? But that there's a name for that. Someone knows. Anyway, you're like, maybe there, there's like a specific thing, right? Like, maybe you're that kind of wife. Maybe you're a very holistic, homesteading style, crunchy type. I want to be that so bad. Maybe that's your thing, right? Those are your 5s. So I want you to look at that list of 5s, and I want you to pick your favorite 3. Like, I'm a business owner, I'm a wife, but that's my favorite. That's not my favorite things. My favorite things are my garden, my nephews, and my dogs. Well, my house, I guess would say I love all things home. Those are my favorite things. Now, of your favorite things, what are you currently the most into right now? For me, obviously, it's going to be gardening. It's summer. I feel like I wait 18 months to get 2 months to garden in around here. So to me, I'm all about gardening right now. Maybe some of you are all about lake life right now. Maybe some of you are all about, I don't know. I'm trying to think of people's hobbies. Throw out some of your, what are you guys about? Put it in the chat. I don't know a lot of you well enough. Tell me what you're all about. Like, what is your thing? Like I look at Tiff and I know she's a lot of things, but I also know she's an amazing dog mom. Like that's a big thing for Tiff. Like she loves her dogs. Is it breeding season? I don't even know. Like I don't know what everyone is into, and no one. Okay, CrossFit, karate. Thank you. I love golf and I love my kids. My Bronco. I love to cook. Lake life, travel, focusing on how to pack better. Oh, interesting. Pack for travel or like pack to move? Because I know you moved. I know you moved your girl yesterday. Okay, so if you pick the one thing that you're really, really into, I want you now to go to your Facebook profile, your Facebook page, not your feed, but your actual page. Okay. We're going to skip past the bio for now because that's a whole other lesson, but I want you to get down into your feed on your page, turn my volume off. And I want you to keep in mind. So Shannon said, Jesus, husband, 4 kids, my crazy cats, and self-development. From that 5, Shannon, I want you to pick the number one thing that you are deeply immersed in right now. If you have 4 kids, you're probably deeply immersed in back to school or summer activities or something like that. Desiree say kids, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, motocross, cooking, health and wellness. Pick the one thing you are fully immersed in right now. It's summer, so I'm going to guess motocross is in full swing. They're all adult kids. Oh, well, good for you. You did a great job. You got them all out the door. Well, maybe you're most into self-development because you finally have time for yourself, right? So I want you to pick that one thing that you know in your heart of hearts is the most important thing to you. And I want you to scroll through your Facebook profile. And I want to know, if I was a stranger and I went to your Facebook profile, would I know that that is your thing? Right. So I guess I'm going to wrap myself out here. So let me I'll go through mine with you. The reel I'm just going to go in order. So I have a reel here about me outside. I'm talking about ways to make your patio better. That's kind of gardening. That's outdoorsy. And then I have a Thrive post with me and Lisa Cook talking about samples. And then I have a reel where I'm on my morning walk. And then I have a reel about a frog that I found in my garden. And then my sister's birthday. And then I have a reel about fertilizing my house plants. And then I have a Thrive post about move. But I did say it was my secret weapon for gardening. So I'm going to let that one count because that does say gardening. Then I said, how many pairs of shoes do you own? I just did a engagement post. Then I have a reel of me saving some seed pods, and I have a Thrive post, and then I have a reel of the rain in the greenhouse. So I feel very strongly based on this that yes, you can totally tell that I'm into gardening. Would you agree? If you went to my page, you would know what I'm about. I also do have Thrive sprinkled in there though. Like I was honest about that. I told you guys where I had those posts. If I went to your page right now, am I going to know what you're into? Like if I only scroll down to 5 or 6 posts, am I going to know what you're into? Or am I going to see where a bunch of people sent you memes, which can clue people into what you're into, but that's not the same. Am I going to see nothing but Thrive posts? Am I going to see nothing but motivational quotes? Got to work on this. And I know this. Thanks for reminding. You are welcome because I'm currently fully immersed working on this, which is why I'm sharing it. So here's where my story comes in. Everyone sit back, take a drink, relax. We're going to have a story time with Tammi. And I feel like this is so important to share with you guys. I bought a lip gloss. That is not why that's important. If you know me, I do not wear a lot of makeup. I just don't. Like if I get really dressed up, that's exciting for me. But on a day-to-day basis, I really just don't. But I was 1,010% compelled to purchase this lip gloss that I ordered. And you guys, speaking of tracking numbers, it's coming today. And I've gotten an update on my tracking every day for like a week. Like that's that customer service. I am gnawing at the bone to get this lip gloss. I don't even know when I'll wear it or if I'll wear it on a daily basis. But how did I find this lip gloss? Well, because of the things I'm into, I was scrolling Instagram one day, like a normal person, and this reel popped up where this lady was planting a white hydrangea in this beautiful iron pot in front of this beautiful, beautiful white greenhouse with all the windows. It was just, oh my God, hook, line, and sinker. I was like, whoop, stop, gotta watch that, gotta watch it twice. Had to click on the caption to see what variety hydrangea this girl was doing. Like Instagram knows, like, okay, Tammy wants to see this. Um, and I loved it. And I was like, look at that greenhouse. So of course I clicked her profile because I wanted to see more of that greenhouse. So there I am. I am deep in her reels. I am deep in her reels. This was like a couple months ago that I found her. And we were like, I was back. Had turkey Thanksgiving stuff in her. I was way far back in her feed or whatever. And I was like, I love this woman. I love her. I love her style. I love her because obviously I looked for the greenhouse. I looked for more on that, but because it's a person's feed, there's a lot more stuff in there. So I ended up seeing the inside of her house. I ended up seeing her pool area. I saw all these parts of her home. And again, I'm in interior design. That's actually my true jam, but I love gardening. Gardening got me there. Interior design kept me there. Long story short, I started following her. I literally look forward to her reels and her stories on Instagram every single day. I followed this girl for almost 2 months before I found out / realized she owns a store someplace in Michigan, like a antiques store in Michigan. And then it was like a couple weeks later that she put a link to some pot, like gardening pot. And she was like, hey, you guys, I found it and it's on sale. So of course I clicked the link. It was a beautiful pot. It took me to the HSN website. And guess whose pot this was? It was hers. She has her own line of stuff at HSN. And I was like, yeah, who is this girl? But I just followed her because she had a really pretty greenhouse and was planting a flower one day. So now I'm putting together that this woman has a business of her own. She clearly has designed something in her lifetime because HSN has a line of, she had a couple pillows and a couple flower pots. So I'm just still consuming her stuff all the time. They're remodeling their kitchen. They just put in a hedge outside. And the other day she put this lip gloss on and she was like, you guys, my favorite lip gloss, which of course she's adorable. And I think she's adorable because I love all of her stuff, right? She's like, my favorite lip gloss is on sale. It's half off. Before I even knew it, I clicked that damn link and I purchased a lip gloss from HSN. I've never purchased anything from HSN in my entire life. I now get emails from them all the time, by the way. I will be unsubscribing from that very quickly as soon as my lip gloss gets here, because I just told you that whole story. I may love this product, but I hate when my emails come in, right? I purchased a lip gloss from a woman who I love the way she potted her plant. I didn't purchase this lip gloss because I was following her for makeup tips. I didn't purchase this lip gloss because I was even looking for lip gloss, right? I purchased this lip gloss because I found a girl who I vibe with, even if it is digitally in the air, right? I vibe with her. She has been over this time, over these months, she has shared her successes in the garden, her failures in the garden. They're, like I said, they're renovating their kitchen, a couple of things they wanted to do. It didn't work. They had to tear out a wall. Like, she's just literally showing me her life. And I feel like we're BFFs. And if you're going to be my BFF and you like a lip gloss, I'm getting that lip gloss too. That's all there is to it. So many of you are so worried about what to talk about Thrive in your posts and in your stories and in your reels. And I'm here to tell you, people probably don't want to hear about it. They want to know about you. They want to know what's important to you. So if you just told me those 5 things are the most important to you, can a total stranger that lands on your page because because Facebook or Instagram just happened to feed her one of your reels, or how they pop up people you might want to follow or whatever they call it. And let's pretend that Facebook fed someone your reel, and maybe it was a trending reel with a fun dance and one of those trending sounds, and that's why it got fed to somebody, but it turns out to be a reel just about, hey, buy my product or try my samples. Maybe you were engaging enough in the dance that they went to your page, and then all they saw was thrive, 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 thrive. That may very well plant a seed in someone's head, but they don't know you yet. They don't like you yet, and they sure as hell don't trust you yet, right? I am telling you, over the last few months, this girl, her first name is Liz. That is all I know about this woman that I follow on Instagram. Her name is Liz. And I know what lip gloss she likes, and apparently I'm about to like it too. It's almost embarrassing when I tell this story, but you guys, this is how social media marketing works, right? This is not an advertisement in a magazine. This is not a billboard on the side of the road. This is social media marketing. Like I'm here to tell you, if that woman told me I needed to replace some of my pots or get a certain kind of hydrangea, I would be looking at it right now. I would be like, yeah, I understand. And so the reason I'm telling you this is because your social media profile, you are a thriver, and if being a thriver is one of your fives, right? I'm a full-time thriver. This is my full-time job. So I don't walk around and pretend that I don't thrive. I don't hide thrive in my videos. I don't cover up products or anything crazy like that. But it's one of my fives. And I'm here to tell you, as much as I love it, if you said, hey, Tammy, you could sit here and talk about thrive for 5 minutes, or you could go outside and plant a flower, I could go outside right now. You want to share with people what really lights you up. This is a fantastic example. Yeah, know, like, and trust. Yes, it is so powerful. How many of you have bought something off of a TikTok? I mean, that's a real thing. TikTok made me do it. Is a real thing. I remember spending an afternoon with my sister last summer, I think it was, and we were on the hunt for some mascara that she was like, it's everybody on TikTok's got it. We've got to go get it. Now that is smart marketing on the mascara brand, because that mascara brand made sure all those influencers were trying it and talking about it, right? So you have to be that company. You have to be the one who's being smart. You have to be the one that's putting yourself out there. And you guys, that sentence right there, put yourself out there, is the hardest part for everyone. You got to put yourself out there. I'm going to encourage you right now to show up on your Instagram stories with your hair a mess, with your wrinkles on your face, with sweat. You know, maybe you've been working out, maybe you've been in the garden, maybe you've been wrestling children, trying to, just like wrangling cats, like whatever it is. I'm going to encourage you to show up on your stories that way, because this gal that I've been following, yes, every now and then she is to perfection in her stories, right? Like she's clearly, now we all know she's something with HSN, and she owns a store in Michigan. So she can't be walking around looking like this all the time, right? But in her stories, that's where she shows you where she's not done up. She is out there planting plants. She is out there sweating. She does have a hole in her jeans, but they're her favorite ones to plant in, right? She spilt something. Like, that is the real person, and that's who you need to be. And I want to challenge you to start showing up on your Instagram, talking to this little black box like it's your best friend. And I said I was going to share an Instagram hack, and I will share one in a minute, but a side hack, if you will. And I'm guilty of this, and I'm trying really hard to stop doing it. When I get on my stories and I start talking, I'm like, hey guys, or hey friends. Nobody wants to just be part of a crowd that you're talking to. You need to pretend that that little black box is your best friend, your one best friend. What up, girl? That's how I talk to mine. What up, girl? I'm out here in the garden again today. Right? Whatever you're going to talk about. Not, hey guys, I'm out doing this morning, and I just wanted to include you, because then you sound like a school teacher who's taking everyone on a field trip, and we all got out of school for a reason. Right? But hey, girl, let me show you what I just did. That's to me, I'm like, what'd you do? Like, tell me about it. Right? So that's a side hack for Instagram. When you are talking in your stories, talk to your best friend. Just have a very intimate one-on-one with your best friend. You're not on TV. This is not a show. You're not standing on a stage. This is you talking to your best friend. And that will make a big difference in your stories, because when people find you and they go into your stories, if they're like, oh, she must teach gardening for a living or something, because she's always teaching us something, instead of just like, oh my God, look what I just did. Look what happened. Oh, this worked for me. Right? It's a very different vibe. And since I mentioned it, the Instagram hack that I will share that I've been trying lately, that I learned from some Instagram person on, some social media person. When you are doing your stories and you're doing your reels, you know how you can add your location. And a lot of times we love to add our location if we're at something like we're on vacation, and we're kind of bragging about where we are, right? Let's just be honest. I'm on vacation and you're not. Or we're at like an amazing restaurant. So those are the moments where I naturally think to tag my location. But if you start tagging your location on everything that you do, you will actually get thrown out there more to people because Instagram knows who's local and who's not. Now, here's the thing. It's kind of weird to put your location on everything, right? Like I did a story this morning in my backyard. I don't need to put Lebanon, Ohio. A, I don't want stalkers. B, that's just kind of weird. But you can tag your location and then click on where it popped up Lebanon, click on it and drag it off to the side so that no one can see it. So you're truly doing it for the geo tag part of it. You're not trying to encourage someone to click, like again, when you're on vacation or you're at a restaurant, you're encouraging people like, click on this. My gosh, you got to find out about this resort. It's amazing. Or click on this restaurant because you need to know the address. You need to know where it is because you need to come here, right? I don't need people to come to my house. I really don't want people to come to my house. But if people from my hometown are on Instagram and Instagram's going to start popping up reels that they should follow or people they should follow because I'm in the same hometown and my stuff is tagged there, it's going to pop up for them more. And I am becoming obsessed with being omnipresent. That's the word I'm learning in my training. I am becoming obsessed with omnipresence, not because I want to rule the world by any means, but I want it to be really easy for people to find me. But I want it to be really easy for my people to find me. I want gardening people to find me. I want dog mom people to find me, right? I want people in their late 40s to find me. I want small business owners to find me. So I'm not talking about a million things. I'm talking about my 5s. I'm for sure talking about my number 1. And I'm tagging it. So if I'm always tagging Lebanon, Ohio on all of my stuff, let's say I do a reel about a house plant and I tag Lebanon, Ohio, which I just did this the other day. That reel is going to pop up more for people who are into house plants and or people who are more local to this area. Doesn't mean they have to live in my city, but within 100 miles, they're going to get it more. And I want people to find me. And so when that houseplant loving person finds me, and then they get onto my full page and they see some of my reels about all the things I'm doing, but they also see that I've sprinkled some stuff in about Thrive, that's when people are going to pick up more on like, hey, she told me about this fertilizer that she uses that she loves, that she does not make any money off of. She was just sharing that little information. She told me about these fans that she added to her patio because it really just made it nicer out there for them year round. Right? It goes back to my girl I bought the lip gloss from. So if I'm telling people about how to prune their house plant or how to do this, whatever, like the stuff that I really truly know, like a lot of times people say they don't know what to post because you're trying to be an expert on something that you're not. Right? Like stop pretending that you know a bunch of stuff that you don't know. What do you know? I have a lot of useless information surrounding plants, particularly flowers. And so I'm just making it an effort to really put that out there every day. So I want to challenge you guys today. I want you to do a reel. Oh, I know everyone hates that word, REEL. I want you to do a reel today about your number 1. I started this challenge myself a few weeks ago, and I will share with you something that happened to me. First of all, I started doing a reel every day, and I got myself up to a couple, which is painful. And I'll be honest, sometimes I would repurpose a reel from way back when, but whatever, I got it done, right? Well, probably 10 or 12 days ago, I made a reel. I pruned. This is how simple this was for me. This is my jam. This is my number 1. This is what I know. I'm an expert at this thing in life. I pruned a house plant. And from the pruning, I created 2 new ones, right? That's just, and I know for some people that is world renowned, rocking and whatever, but I did it. I made this reel. Okay. In the last 12 days, I picked up 4,500 new followers. I've answered about 23 comments a day on this reel, and I don't even know how many views it's at right now. Now, is that going to make me a ton of money? No. But of those 4,500 people, if one person gets intrigued by my move job post because they garden and their body starts to hurt because they're in their 40s, and she and I kick up a conversation, what if she's the one? What if she's my first 200K? Right? So you got to look at the big picture when you're doing stuff like that. Like you can't get wrapped up in the numbers, because I will tell you too, of those 4,500, I don't know, maybe half of them are bots, probably computers, whatever. I don't know how all that stuff works, but you can just kind of tell when it's weird. But I've had legitimate questions on there, like, how did you know where to prune it? Can I do this with this kind of plant? How long have you had that? Is that a south-facing window? Like, how often do you water it? What kind of fertilizer do you use? Again, stuff that I know that I can talk about very easily. But I also am hoping that they're like, hey, that girl is real, and I'm going to start following her. And before you know it, they're going to buy my lip gloss, but my lip gloss is called Thrive, right? So those are the things I want you guys to think about. And then really quick, I led a power plan a couple Fridays ago, and one of the things I was talking about was how often to make my life easy / I'm lazy, repurpose content. I want to make sure you guys all understand how to have your Instagram stories automatically go to your Facebook stories. And I want you also to know how to automatically have Instagram save all of your stories to your phone. So if you already know how to do this, you can black out and just keep doing reach outs. But if you don't know how, I want to walk you through. So on your Instagram homepage, you're going to go to your little face so that you actually go to your profile, right? Like I'm on my profile page. And then in the upper right-hand corner, there's 3 dots, or not dots, they're lines, 3 lines. You're going to go to settings and privacy. And now everyone's phone is probably different. So I understand that just hang with me. Okay. I'm going to show you how it works on my phone, and then you can goof off and figure it out with your phone. So I'm going to scroll down. I'm scrolling down. The first thing I want to do is make sure that I am auto sharing to my stories, just my stories, not my posts, but my stories to Facebook. So I have an option called sharing and remixing. So I'm going to click on that. And then there's lots of questions like, do you want to allow post sharing to story? I'm going to put my glasses on. Hang on. This means that people can share your post to their stories. Yeah, I would love for people to share my post to their stories. Are you kidding? That the more posts that I do that people feel, oh, I should share that with people, then that means that more people will find me, right? So anyway, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. When you get down near the bottom on mine, it says share story to Facebook, and you just click it on or off. I click it on. The beauty of making your story in Instagram and having it automatically share to Facebook like that is, number one, that's 2 platforms with 1 effort. But number 2, when you put a link into your Instagram story and it shares it to Facebook, that link stays live. So if you put a sample link in your story on Instagram, when they click it on Facebook, it also goes there. Now, it doesn't work for everything. Like if you do a quiz on Instagram, sometimes the quiz doesn't work on Facebook, but I'm more concerned about the link and the geo tagging that we just talked about. That works both ways. And so, because that's a link. So that's how you want to make sure that it's getting shared from Instagram to Facebook automatically. And then here's the one that so go back to your settings. Here's the one that you need to know for it's saving all of your stuff. Let me find it. Sorry. Okay, so again, for me, this is under the area we were so it's still in settings, but mine's called archiving and downloading. And when I click on that, save story to archive, tell it yes. Instagram will archive all your stories for you, so you can actually still find them in the app itself. And you could create a highlight with it. Maybe you just want to find an old story that you did. You could do that. Down at the bottom, you could say, so as far as like saving something to your camera roll, if you take there's saving original photo. So if you use your Instagram app to take a photo and you want that to also go to your camera roll so you can use it and edit it and save it and whatever for a lifetime, you want to turn that on. And then the one that I am the most passionate about that everyone should have turned on is the very bottom one. It says save story to gallery. Turn that on. And here is why. The newest reel that's on my feed is a story from Instagram that I did a couple of days ago. So a couple of days ago, I was outside in my backyard. It was hot and muggy, and I turned on these fans that we bought, and I was like, hey, I know I've talked about this before, but you guys have got to get an outside fan. It's amazing. I just talked about my fan that I love and how it made the patio nicer and how we did it and how we hid the cord. So that was a story that I did in real time while I was sitting outside the other day, and it automatically saved it to my camera, or like to my camera roll. And so last night when I was at garden club with my garden friends, I was like, oh, I need to make a post. And I was like, oh crap, I got to get my second reel up for the day. So I immediately went to my saved stories and I was like, hey, that's a pretty good one. And that's already made. All I had to do was write a caption. So be smart, have it save all your stuff. It's just such a time saver. It is such a time saver because so case in point, today is day 10 for me on detox. It's my last day of detox. I cannot wait to have a steak or a hamburger tomorrow. I don't know why, but dead cow is my jam right now. I did not make a single new Instagram story about my detox capsules in the morning. I just did detox back in April. I try to do it every 3 months. So every morning I just got up, I would open up my, start a new story. I would go into my camera roll. I would go into my Instagram folder. I scrolled down to April and it was, oh, there's day 1 detox, click, share. Day 2 detox, click, share, day, right? And I think I shared this the last time we were all together. You can right now make a ton of pictures of you and your capsules or things about your capsules and put all the verbiage on it and just save it to your camera roll and have it. You don't have to recreate the wheel every single day, every single morning. Like work smarter, not harder. So anyway, I hope you have your rate of run. You got your auto ships figured out. If you have anybody on the sample tracker, if not, get some samples out. I hope you enjoyed my lip gloss story. Oh, day 3 for you. Go, Shannon. Day 3 through 5 is really hard for me every single time. Like, I don't know why, but every single time it's really hard. And actually until like day 7 or 8, I was still really craving a Reese cup. I really wanted something sweet, but that finally went away. But I am focused on some red meat for whatever reason at this time. All right, so we shared our stories to Facebook. We're automatically saving our stuff. I gave you the Instagram hack. All right, I think I went over everything I had down for the day. I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys picked up some information. And when you start to panic and worry about your, what am I going to talk about today? Or what am I going to share? Or how am I going to make it real? They want me to make it real today. And I want to make it blah. Remember my lip gloss story. There is something in your life that you do every single day that you wish you could do every single day that you absolutely love and inside and out. Share that in a reel. That's what people want to know. They want to know you. They're not going to buy anything from you until they know you. That's why we all started with our friends and family, right? Who'd you start with when you first joined Lavelle? Your friends and family, because they knew you. Guess what? They're done with you. Go find new people. So that's it. Thanks, guys.